Yeah, I know what type of time I'm on when I step in the scene, man. Had them bottles ready, had them sparkles ready. It's gonna be a good night. Last time around, it was different. Somebody tell them pay attention.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Another Superman Podcast. It's your boy John, my co-host Bree, and let's jump right into it. Okay, we're gonna start with the tweet that went a little viral last week, and we could discuss it a little bit. but um, artist known as Shansaya, hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly, but she tweeted that Bob Marley is bigger than Michael Jackson. And it caught a lot of people's attention. Bob Marley is a big artist. All props to both artists. But, when it comes to this discussion, I, I say MJ stands on the top of the mountain and there's nothing close to him. That's just my opinion. I also agree you feel different, but it's okay. Fine. You think she was just running where she's from, or she really believes that Bob Marley is bigger than Michael Jackson?
I think it's all about perspective in life, right? It's all about opinion too, Johnny. And so to me, it may be your opinion that Michael Jackson is bigger than anybody, but somebody else's opinion could be that Bob Marley's music is bigger than Michael Jackson. It has more meaning, or it could mean something to them, and so he's a bigger artist than Michael Jackson. I don't think there's a wrong or right when you talking about perspective. I think when you talking about perspective, you're talking about what you think is bigger or what you think is better. I think you can't put down somebody's perspective.
No, I'm not putting it down. Both artists are big and they all right and they've impacted this world. When it was
Right, but then you can't turn around and say, "Well, nobody's bigger than Michael," because
no,
that's your
I
that's
said
your perspective.
no, I said
To
my
me, nobody's bigger than Beyonce,
no,
but
but
that is just be my perspective.
no, it's different if I would have turned around and said I quoted what she said and I said Michael was the GOAT. That's the end of that. I said before I said what I said she says that, and I said in my opinion, I think Michael stands on top of the no one's closer. I said in my opinion. I didn't try to make my opinion fact. That's just how I feel. I feel Michael Jackson is the GOAT overall, and I think he is.
You didn't say your opinion. You didn't say your opinion. No, you didn't. You said Michael Jackson is no. You said nobody's bigger than Michael Jackson. That's what you just said. You didn't say in my opinion. No, you did not. No, you did not. No, you did not. No, you did not. You did not. You did not. And again,
It's all recorded. You'll see.
again, we've had these conversations prior to when people compare Michael to somebody. You have this notion that nobody's bigger than Michael. Even when we was talking about Harry Styles being the king of pop, he was like, he cannot be the king of pop. And it's like, how can you say that, John? Like, who are you to say that? Like,
how do I put this? Like, obviously, I'm not out here listening to pop music, but everyone always hears that one pop song. It's like, damn, you hear them enough times wherever you go. It's like, this shit catchy. Who's this? I don't know any of Harry Styles solo records. I know when he was part of the group.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I know when he was
Yeah,
part
you
of
do.
the group.
It's just you probably wouldn't know that that's him, but you definitely. Here's my problem. It's not that you don't know him, and it's not that you.
I'm not saying I don't know. I'm just saying for I feel like for it to reach a certain level and to make claims, you don't have to know you don't have to know too much about the artist. You don't really, but oh, that's that artist's record. Even for someone that's not big fans of it, it's like, oh, that's that person's song. I feel like when you reach a certain level, people don't have to follow you, but people will know, oh, that's such and such song because that's how big you are. That's how I look at it.
but again, every time we've had these conversations, every time and it comes down to Michael Jackson, you have this thing that you just like, no, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
Yeah,
He's the GOAT.
I do feel that way. I feel that.
That's from your perspective, though.
That is my opinion, but I do feel that way. But all right, this is not even. I guess this conversation is a tad bit different because we're not talking about GOAT status. Is more about like who was bigger. I guess bigger in terms of who had more impact. I think this conversation is more of that conversation, not like
No, it's not.
you think this is more of a GOAT conversation, more not than
Yeah.
oh,
I think everybody who think that they're artists, like, I've heard people say this to me, right? So people who watch the pod, they'll be like, Sabrina, like, to you, Beyonce's on this GOAT status that no matter what John says, you're on this like she's the GOAT. That's it. There's no up for discussion. There's no upcoming GOAT. There's no probably this person's a GOAT, right? So I'm firm believer that Beyonce is the fucking GOAT. But I understand now talking to somebody who is also like that when it comes to a particular person, right? So when I talk to you and you're like, Michael Jackson's the fucking GOAT, there's nobody who's better than him, right? You then it's like I see what people say, like that's your perspective, right? So that's how you feel. So of course you're gonna defend that person and say that person is the greatest. Like if me and you was to go back and forth, we would say like, yo, I don't give a fuck what you say. Beyonce is the fucking GOAT. But you would turn around and say, nah, that's not true. Numbers don't lie, Sabrina. Michael's the fucking GOAT. So we could go back and forth. And I think that's what she was trying to do online. She was just defending the person that she feels is like the GOAT. If that makes sense.
no,
I don't feel like she was saying, oh, who was better known. I think she was basically arguing her argument that Bob Marley is the fucking GOAT. And so the same way we do on this pod 95% of the time, we argue who's our fucking GOAT. And so I don't think it's a power trip. I think it's just I'm gonna stick to who I know their music to me was better than that person. And so listen, I love Bob Marley. I love Bob Marley.
Marley's dope. I'm saying, well, he had, his music.
If I remember, Bob Marley was on your list of top 5 artists at one time when we did our top 5 artists. Bob Marley and Michael was up there.
When we get when we was putting the list together of like who we could, what was it
if we could bring somebody back from
do like a concert,
right?
Concert list, yes.
Yours was Bob Marley. You had Bob Marley on there. Bob Marley is a GOAT. He's a fucking GOAT. But I personally wouldn't put him over Michael. That's just me.
Yeah, no, it's just they both impacted the world in their ways, yes. But the way Michael once he left the Jackson 5 and went solo, like that the run Michael Jackson had, I've yet to see anybody
mimic. I think what people forget, John, is that Michael wasn't just a singer. He did not just sing about love. Michael sang "Man in the Mirror," "White and Black," a lot of bad, "Criminal." These were songs that were like message songs. They weren't just.
Michael he had some songs that was message, but Bob Marley, a lot of his music is also had deeper meaning and messages in it as well. So
right. Again, they both fucking GOATs. I get where she was coming. I get it because I feel the same way about Beyonce. I feel like Beyonce's creeping up to Michael's status. But that's just I understand her. You get what I'm saying, Johnny? Because I understand it. You want people who you love and who you think that they're amazing artists. You want them to be up there with the top people. And Michael's one of those people that when you talk about top tier music, he's always going to be mentioned. So people always try to mention their people with him because he's the top tier.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
he's the bar. So if you want
Right.
to set somebody up to be like, oh no, I'm not gonna lie, this person is fire, this person elite.
Right.
Michael will be the name to compare to. So when you that person is like the bar, that's the name everybody's gonna gravitate to because that's who you compare him to. You don't compare if you feel like the bar, you're not gonna compare that person to anybody else that you feel is beneath Michael. You're gonna go straight for Michael.
Right.
Yeah, both artists is very dope. Enjoyed both their music, very dope. But it was interesting because obviously, got people talking. Some people feel what she was saying. Some people was like, don't be talking about MJ like that. So it's all fun. All fun conversation. Like I said, music is there's certain things. Music's just a little bit different when it comes to like when we talk about like all-time greats, just a tad bit different. But obviously numbers play a role, and certain things also play a role. But it's just like someone can enjoy someone's music, or a majority of people can enjoy this one person's music, and someone just is not a fan of the person's music. And it's not that they don't like the person's thing; it's just music's not for them, whatever the case may be.
Right.
It has it's a bit subjective. But,
right, it is subjective.
Both artists is dope, great artists. They impacted the world while they was on this planet, and their music continues to impact the world. Not even in that they're no longer with us. In the years it's been, it's been a good amount of time since Bob Marley has passed, and it's been 13 years since MJ passed away. So it's like the music is still being listened to way after their passing.
Right.
Both legends. But it's a fun conversation, It's a fun conversation to have. We're gonna transition to another musical artist. And I'm not gonna lie, he's like number one trending topic of our show. But my guy, was last week he had himself a field day. Said a lot of things, doing interviews left and right.
You let that nigga back on Twitter.
He came back. He got kicked off. He got kicked off after he tweeted he said about Chris Paul. That was the last tweet he tweeted, and he got banned again. Man, he had himself an interesting week last week. But
don't he always?
Ooh, man. He finally was able to come back to Twitter. And I think he's going at Elon Musk now too. Person who owns Twitter, I think he's gonna a lot of stuff that caused stir was his Hitler / Nazi talk, that caught everyone's attention. And we spoke about this before, like he's trying to make points, but he does it like in the most extreme way. He takes the most extreme route. Sometimes you don't have to go that route to make your point. Like people understand the point you're making, but when you make it the extreme, when you take it to like the extreme route, it's like it blurs your message, and now you confuse people.
Right.
So I think one of the messages he was trying to say is basically like, the overall message he was trying to say is, if you take everybody as a whole, there's good and bad in everyone. So like in the most perfect person that you think is really, really good, there's still a little bit of bad. They may not be a bad person, but there's still some bad in them. Take an evil person that's evil, there still might be good in them. That was the point he was trying to make, but he just went the extreme route of it. And it's like, it's one of those like, what is you talking about? Yeah. And he used the example, basically said there was good in Hitler. That was like how he tried to say it. He said there was good in Hitler. So I get what you're trying to say, but it's like, look, like,
how do you get what he's trying to say?
Because in my opinion, how I read it, his point is there's good and bad in everyone. You take an evil person, no matter the evil action they did, yes, they're evil. Not to justify the actions, evil don't condone the actions, but they still have good in them. Is that's basically the point he's trying to make. Take a good person who does a lot of good, and you can justify and condone their actions, but they still have a little bit bad in them. It's just a matter of do they act on their that do they act on the little bad that they have in them, or the evil person acts on the good? Most likely not, but it's still in there. You know, you make your life path, you make your decision. I think the whole point was him basically saying, his whole point is basically saying you could be good and you still have a little bad, evil, still have a little bit of good. That's how I took it. He said a whole bunch of other stuff too, but I didn't really cover all of it. I was just saying that, and but that's how I took it. But you have an opinion about it. I'll let you speak on it.
I'm not speaking. I told you I wasn't speaking on Kanye no more and his dumbass shit. Listen, there could have probably been some good in Hitler. We would never know because all we saw was evil.
I agree. We'll never.
I think it's insensitive when a bunch of people has lost. So that's like us saying they could have been good in that kid that went into the Texas school and shot up those kids. That's really insensitive to the parents who lost their innocent child. Like, personally, I just feel like when people have lost their lives and they have people who've lost their lives and they're, no matter what anybody says, you still mourn for that person. I think it's insensitive to say there's good in them.
No, that's unsafe. It's definitely insensitive, because
Hitler just didn't kill 5 people, Johnny. He killed millions of people. And so he tried to kill a whole nation off. So to me, for you to sit there and say there's good in him, yeah, that's not your place to say. You wasn't there to see if there was any good in him. All he presented to you on a platter was evil against your own people, against Jewish people, anybody who wasn't his people. And so to me, it's kind of contradicting to say you know. I don't understand Kanye. I don't understand his obsession with Jewish people. I don't understand his obsession with the Holocaust or Hitler. I don't understand his obsession with it. It does not. It does. I don't know how it affects him. And why it's affecting him. He got other shit to do. He got other shit to worry about. His businesses, his music, his other stuff that he needs to worry about. His business right now is failing because he can't produce. You get what I'm saying? That should be his concern. That should be what he's worried about. That's what he should be focusing on, not Hitler and the Holocaust and these Jewish people.
I think he feels, like you said, a lot of his shit is going down. I think he feels he's blaming a certain group for his misfortunes. So I think that's the route he's on. So basically, he feels this group is the reason why he lost this amount of money, he lost these deals or whatnot. So they're just, the target of his anger, I think, because he holds them responsible. So that's probably most likely why he's saying what he's saying, to rile up, rile them up. But he could, because I'm basically, is my opinion how I read through it. But if he wanted to take the route, discuss like the good and bad, yin and yang of people and how that goes, I'm pretty sure he could have given a better point. But I think he's angry with a certain group of people and he's choosing to be petty with a certain group of people, and that's the route he took. So that's why he said what he said. He knows it's gonna get a certain group of people irritated and mad that he said that.
Right.
I think that's why he's, doing the things he do. But before, now we're gonna put that to the side because he said a lot of things, but one of the more funny things, that he said that day, before his shit got banned on Twitter, he was like, "Oh, by the way, I caught this man sleeping with my wife." And he posted a picture of Chris Paul. I forgot what else he said, and he said something, and he said good night. And that was his last tweet. And it's just like, it was so random, but that shit was so funny at the same time.
Has Chris Paul responded to that?
Not that I know of. The only thing I seen was a rep close to Kim denied it, but other than that, it hasn't really gotten a response.
I want Chris Paul and Kim to respond to this.
The way he just tweeted that, it was just like in the midst of everything going on, he just tweeted that shit. That shit just was like mad funny because it's like out of all people, I'm pretty sure no one in the world would have guessed he would say that person's name. Like, oh
Isn't
yeah,
Chris Paul married?
yes he is. Yes he is. Like I said, it caught the whole world by shock. Like, wait, time out, who? Because I'm pretty sure everyone probably would expect any other name or whatnot. He just say, "Oh yeah, by the way, I caught this man sleeping with my wife." And it's no thing is, there's
I
no
want them to respond.
here, there's no context with it because it doesn't even. We don't like say they had an interaction before. Not saying it's true or not, but say they had an interaction before. When was the interaction? Before yay, during yay, currently. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like no. It's just like yeah, I caught him. So, but other than the rep denying it, there hasn't been no, to my knowledge. If I look up Chris Paul's name right now,
No, there's nothing. I just looked.
yeah, I'm saying he hasn't responded. He just came back last night. He's been injured, so he missed a couple of games. I'm pretty sure. I know some of the reporters probably wanted to ask him, but he probably told them beforehand he's not answering no questions about it. But yeah, the only thing I seen was that the reps close to Kim said denied it, and that's about it. I guess they're gonna let this wash away with all the stuff that he's been saying. They're gonna sweep it under the rug. I'm not saying it's true or not, but I'm just saying with all the stuff that he's been saying, instead of actually addressing it, people are just gonna it looks like they're just gonna just let it like fall into the wind, just casually disappear. Like, yeah, he said a whole bunch of shit at that time. He said that too, but he said a whole bunch of shit. So don't even worry about what he's saying. I think that's the route they're going. I don't think they're gonna respond to it. But that shit was just mad funny. I'm not gonna lie. When I seen that shit, I was laughing like, hey, tell me what the fuck am I reading? And then he got kicked off Twitter right after that. But that's
Funny man. That nigga is funny as hell. I can't stand Kanye right now. I think Kanye. I don't think Kanye has to shut up. I think he just needs to be mindful of what he says. The world is not about you just being able to speak your mind and not being, conscious of other people. That's just my opinion, though.
Oh man.
But so
That's some funny shit. But now we're gonna transition to some sad news. So a 10-year-old killed his mom because she wouldn't buy him a virtual headset. I don't know what's going on in this world.
You know how many things my mom and dad didn't buy me, John? Like I reading this story, I have.
There's things I wanted, I didn't get, or didn't get. Some things I got eventually, some things I didn't get. It is what it is. I don't understand it.
I just don't understand the concept of I want it, so you gotta get it. That concept, I don't understand it. I don't, and I have a 9-year-old, and I wish he would come and tell me, "Well, I'm about to stab your ass up because you."
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy world we live in.
Like these kids just don't. It's expensive to live out here nowadays. Like it's super expensive to be in this world. And so sometimes it's difficult for and those I was gonna get one for Dorian, right? Because I'm like, okay, let me get one for Christmas, whatever. And as I was gonna go buy it, Johnny, those things are almost like $400.
Sheesh.
$400 or $500. I'm like, for him to play with it for 5 minutes because that's all he does. We bought him a Switch. He played with that for maybe like a year or two because now he got the iPad, the Apple iPad. So it's like
No, it's
$500 for you to be playing with it for a few days and then be like, okay, I'm done. Yeah, I wish I would.
it's just like shit like this do be happening in this world. It doesn't happen a lot, but it do be happening. But when you hear these stories, like, damn, like, what? And kids 10 years old.
Right, they can't even really do anything to him. They were saying because he's so he's still a minor, and so they're gonna put him in the psych ward, and then I think from there.
That's but nah, that's just very sad and unfortunate. I'm like, damn, what a virtual headset. It's like a video game. I don't know. Well, virtual reality, like the virtual stuff, is become more bigger. Like these past couple of years, is much bigger and it's more like you know shit going that way. So pretty sure more people want to that's what they want. I guess that's gonna be like the choice for the game. But it's like, damn.
I just feel really bad because she lost her life trying to provide for her kid, and that's what it ultimately comes down as. I try to provide, but I couldn't afford certain things, so you basically took my life because I couldn't give you.
It's just sad news, sad news. And kid's only 10 years old, so he still has a long life ahead of him.
Right, right.
But still has a long life ahead of him. But unfortunately, life's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be trouble because I don't know. One day he may not get it now, but one day that shit gonna sink in. He's really gonna comprehend and understand what he did. He may not
Right.
believe with you right now, but one day he will. And it's not gonna be a good day for him. But that's just shit. It's just sad. Some crazy things be going on in this world. Some crazy things.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But, condolences to the loved ones. And I don't know. I guess we'll continue to follow and see what happens or what they decide to do with the child. But it's just very unfortunate and sad.
Especially because I have a 8-year-old. Well, yeah, 8-year-old. That shit it bothers me.
But yeah, And obviously it's holiday happening, like the holiday season to make it worse. So it's like shit. Maybe she was gonna get it to him right instant, but maybe she was still planning on getting it for him.
Right.
So, but this is very, very sad and unfortunate. But we are going to transition to a funny story that went viral. That went viral. So two basically two people that work with each other on ABC were caught in an affair, and they're both married, and it caused a lot of it caused so much so that both of them was taken off, and so that currently most likely they probably gonna lose their jobs for this. But what's your overall thoughts on it? Stuff like this probably do happen in like the workplace, but I guess since they are TV personalities, it's gonna get a little more attention than others would. But
But wasn't they married? Wasn't one of them married?
yeah, they both are.
So that's adultery. I think there's like a law against that. You could get sued for that.
I'm pretty sure
So
when
that's why I think the
I'm pretty sure your spouse be able to. Yeah, let's see. I don't.
yeah, there's a rule against
No,
that.
no,
I think
I'm not saying that. I'm researching it to make sure that we have that.
there's a law against it. So I agree with the fact that they both get punished for it. And if I was one of their wives, I would fucking sue the shit out of them. But everybody cheats every day, B. I don't cheat, but I'm just saying people cheat every day, B. And so because of that,
In New York State, it is illegal.
I told you, I know. But what I'm saying to you is people cheat
It's a
every day, B.
high speed misdemeanor.
Right. So because everybody cheats, because I just feel like because people are on TV doesn't give us the right to like determine their lives and determine like what happens to them. I just feel like that's none of our business, to be honest. Take that shit and deal with it off air. Why you need to give us an update of what happened to them or what happens to them if they get fired or whatever? That shit ain't none of our business. Like that's between them. It's not like they were fucking on air. That's just my opinion. I don't need to know what happened to them off the like.
Well, it says both of them chose to end their marriages and get into a relationship to each other. So them,
Right. But what I'm saying to you is I don't need to know they got fired. I don't need to know that they are not in the air no more because of that. That wasn't none of our business, to be honest.
well, technically
People,
they got removed for a day, but
but why do we need to know that, Johnny?
when you become a public figure, the rules.
No, nah,
I'm not
nah,
saying that I agree
nah.
with it, also you don't agree with it, but when you become a public figure, the rules there's different rules. Different rules.
What's the rule for that? What's the rule for that?
The rule, I'm just saying, once you're a public figure,
But what's the rule for it, John?
if you're a public figure and something comes to the light, since you're a public figure, everyone feels it's fair game for you to talk about. Not saying that.
No,
Not saying that.
no.
I'm saying that's how they treat it.
But
If
that's not how they should. Listen,
no,
imagine
I
you
agree
see two people
because
and
a
they
public
didn't
figure.
include your ass when they got married, right? Even if you was a public figure. When Beyonce and Jay-Z got married, we wasn't part of their wedding, was we?
No, that's true. But what I'm saying is, once you become a public figure, this is like whatever you do, and whatever you do that comes to light. Not saying it has to be a scandal or whatnot. It could be something like whatever positive also, but whatever you do since you're a public figure, people feel that they could talk about it because it's done in public. It's in public viewing, so they could have their opinion or say what they want because it's publicly viewed and it's publicly seen by everyone.
I don't like that, but that's
But
just me.
as public figures, I feel like public figures are also humans. Public figures, they still want to live their lives because their job is to be in the public's eye or whatnot. Doesn't necessarily mean they want their private lives to be in everyone's eyes. But the couple got caught publicly, so that's how news broke. Like, oh shit, look, they got caught publicly, so that's what carried on the news storm. And like, oh shit, look, boom, boom, publicly, boom. And then it's like, oh shit, they worked together. And all that whole storm came because they both got spotted publicly. It's different if they would have announced it in due time, like, you're this, that, we're together now. I think it would have went a different route, but since it looked like, oh, they trying to keep it in the dark, it's moving, and they got spotted, it created a whole storm. I just think for public figures that they shouldn't, but people let them live under different rules.
I just don't believe in that.
Yeah, they deserve. Public figures also deserve their privacy. They're because they're public figures doesn't mean their whole life needs to be public and for public consumption. But unfortunately, the world we live in, whatever shit they get into, everyone feels entitled to know what's going on and what they want, like all the 411 on everything. Crazy, but
Listen, I don't really care. I think just because they're on air doesn't make it okay for us to discuss their marriage. But that's just my opinion.
well, now it got it
But
all got caught up, so it's all out there now.
damn, Johnny,
What?
they all got caught up. Like, what the fuck? What does that have to do with you?
I'm not saying that to me. I'm just saying that's how the world's treating it. I don't make the rules. They got caught up. So I'm just saying the storm that's coming with it now, with all these details and other stuff that's coming with it that they're speaking upon, is because they got caught up and they're public figures and they work together for the same company, same show. Maybe it would have been different. They worked on two different shows and they just happened to see each other in passing and would probably be just a tad bit different. But no, they were in the same show for the same company and they got caught. So that's what create the whole storm. But like I said, people just treat public figures to hold them to a different standard, I guess. I guess that would be the best word to use. Public figures is just hold to a different standard in society.
I guess. Even though they people too, but hey.
I agree. They're humans just as much as we are humans, they're just as human, But since they're public figures, they're held to a higher standard. We're gonna skip the Balenciaga drop lawsuit. We're gonna go to we're gonna transition to Angela's last day at Breakfast Club.
I wonder if she celebrated or she was just.
No, I seen a clip. They had a little they had drinks and whatnot.
I'm talking about her personally. Because I feel like the Breakfast Club was a lot of her money. That's a lot how she made her money. And sometimes I feel like Angela Lee wasn't the personality. It was Charlamagne and DJ Envy. So I'm inquisitive to see how she's gonna do on her own shit. and if her own shit is gonna take off like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, it might. It depends on what she comments. Like it depends on the content. You know, like it depends what she's talking about and stuff like that. So I felt like the Breakfast Club dynamic worked. Like they all fit perfectly. Envy, he, and Charlamagne all like they all fit together. They've been doing it for so long that I felt like the chemistry was good, even when it wasn't the best. Like even if they was having issues, you would never know. Like it all clicked for them.
Right. No, I'm just saying, like, because she's not really the personality on there, so.
No, I'm saying it's the real personality is Charlamagne. He's more of
Right.
that he's usually the one that if something goes viral or it's something people's talking about, he's most like 9 times out of 10 is interaction with Charlamagne and said guest that goes viral or whatnot. But I just felt like they all worked well together. I think Rich New Show will work. It's about the content, how she's gonna go about the show, how she's most likely gonna have. She's probably gonna do the same. It's probably gonna be the Breakfast Club. It would probably do the Breakfast Club feel just without DJ Envy and Charlamagne. The dynamic's probably gonna be a tad bit similar. She's gonna probably do interviews. She's probably most likely gonna do interviews. She's been doing it for a long time. She'll be alright.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm basing it. Is the content? Obviously, she's gonna do hip hop or whatnot, but it's more of like what she's gonna tackle as a core audience. She'll be fine. But
Yeah.
December
I
2nd,
just don't think she's gonna make as much money as she did at the Breakfast Club. That's just me.
that sounds a nice little deal.
Yeah, I just don't.
Get your own show. I'm pretty sure you get. In my opinion, I don't know the facts, but in my opinion, I would say if you get your own show, there's a good chance you're getting a good payday because you're getting your whole show. You know.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure there has to be some type of salary increase because she's not like in that show it's the three main heads. On this show,
Right.
the main head. We still don't know like their dynamic, the details, but I'm pretty sure she'll be fine. She probably definitely got paid, but I don't know if that's more of the role. So I think she just wanted to go do her own thing and it all worked and like it all basically came together. But let's go. Breath Club is gonna be different. It's not gonna be how we used to, but they still got Envy and Charlamagne. So let's see. We talked about. We want to see what route they'll go.
Right.
Are they gonna fill her role in quickness, or are they gonna do guest spots and have guests come in and fill in the Angela Yee role for a little bit, and then until they find person, we had the question: are they ever gonna replace her? I'm pretty sure they will eventually, but it'll be interesting to see. Wish them all the best. Yeah. They've put out a lot of good content over the years.
They did. They funny.
Say,
Charlamagne the God is funny.
you said who?
Charlamagne the God is funny to me.
Yeah, he does say a lot of funny things. Well, now we are going to transition. We're doing another rundown skit. We are going to transition to Blueface and Chrisean.
They some weirdos.
At this point, like I told you, I feel like we spoke about them before, and I was like, at this point, I don't know what's reality and what's real. Like, what's real?
Nah, it's real. It's real. John, that shit real.
I don't think that shit gonna end in a positive way. She really posted like they was together. She really posted a picture with him with 2 black eyes, and like they seemed like there was nothing wrong with it. Like, yeah, I gave him 2 black eyes. That's cool. I could do like I don't know.
There's a video of him and he they saying like, oh yeah, you scared of her? And she's like, no, he ain't scared of me. And he's like, yeah, I'm scared of her. And you could tell, like, she's like, stop playing with me. Like, stop playing with me, daddy. Stop. And she's like grabbing his face, like grabbing his face. And he's just like, and he like does the blinking sign where he's like blinking, like, help me. And like, I showed Devin and I'm like, this is ultimately we taking it as a joke. But if this was a woman and we saw these traits,
everybody would be up in flames. Everybody would be up. It would be an uproar. If the roles was reversed, everyone would be in uproar.
Right. But because it's him, we taking it as a joke until this shit gets really serious. Well, it's already serious.
It can get worse. It's serious, but it's something that can get much, much worse.
Right. And I think she's not realizing, like, maybe he's not good for her, she's not good for him, and they just need to part ways.
I think they both not good for each other, but I think they have a show as well. I believe they have a show. It may not be as big as these other reality shows, but
it's coming out. I think it's not out yet. I think it's coming out. It's on Zeus.
They have a show too, so I feel like that's why I said I don't know what's real or what's fake when it comes to them, because I feel like a lot of the bullshit that's happening is real, but I think I think at this point they got the show coming out, so they deal with each other to help promote and do what the show is, and then a lot of fucked up shit happens. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a mixture of entertainment. There's a little entertainment sprinkled on there, but overall, their relationship is just not okay. Like, the shit that be going on.
It's toxic. It's super toxic. I think anybody who thinks that her putting her hands on him is okay or it's funny, or even when they did that interview with the young guy.
Talking about the one on the YouTuber.
Right. Because Devin was saying some stuff about it, so I went back and I watched it. And the fear that man has, that if he says anything to her or if he does anything to her, like, he gonna get his ass beat. Like, that to me is not okay. I don't care what anybody says. It's just not okay. And I just personally feel like the same way we would be knocking that door down to get her out of there, we need to have the same kind of reaction to him.
But for him. But like I said, the way that shit is going doesn't look like it's gonna end well. But I don't think, in my opinion, I think they're just not good for each other. And it's just a matter, is it worth the entertainment and whatever money they're going to make off this show? What they're putting themselves through, is it worth it for a TV show or whatever, business-wise and entertainment-wise, they're trying to accomplish? Is it worth it? I don't think so. This is my opinion. Maybe people don't share my opinion, but is it worth it? The shit that they're going through. They're making money, but I don't know. I think that's.
I just think it's again, it's a contradiction for us as women to say, yeah, we power to the women, and then a minute the woman is beating up this man, we allow her to do so because. And P. Diddy, like giving her high fives and stuff like that, and doing all that, and I think that's whack. That's whack, because if it was a woman doing it, we would. I mean, if it was a man doing it to a woman, we would have definitely like beat the shit out of him or been knocking down the doors and telling him let her go. And
he probably be in jail already.
So I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like we should be getting Blueface the help he needs too. But I also think once we get Blueface the help, he can't go back to Chrisean either. Like, he just needs to leave that shit alone. But
wish both of them the best, but that shit does not look like it's on the right path to ending well. and it's something that's a lot of bad shit happening and can only get worse. But now we are going to transition to a clip that went viral. I'm pretty sure a lot more stuff like this happens in the music industry, but Ashanti was on the Breakfast Club this past week, and she spoke about how a producer demanded that she took a shower with him. Either she took the shower or every record that they recorded, she had to have paid $40,000 per record, which is crazy. But basically said, like, the producer, the way he said it was, I'm not going to charge you. I got you, this and that. They record the records, and after they record the records, producer hit him back, like, yeah, so you're going to take the shower with me or you're going to pay for each record?
Do you believe that?
I do. I believe it. I'm pretty sure people have, I'm pretty sure this ain't the first time or the last time like something like this is going to happen. Remember episodes ago, I don't remember what episode it was, we talked about how Lotto talked about like a rapper giving her a verse. That the rapper basically tried to holler at her and she denied his advances, so he wasn't basically he didn't clear the verse because she denied his advances, so he didn't want to clear the verse or gave her issues with the verse due to that. But you don't think it's true, or you think what you think? Actually, yes. What do you think?
I think Ashanti is doing the same thing that Earth did. She's promoting her shit, and so she's talking about shit she's never talked about, or try to hit subjects to make herself relevant. I just personally, I think again, fucking contradictions. So it's okay when she talks about shit that's in her past and irrelevant, and how that shit don't matter no more. But when Earth did it, it was like, why are you talking about it? You so salty about it? Like, she should be just promoting her new shit. That's it. I'm tired of hearing her talk about shit that happened to her while she was with Murder Inc. Like, motherfucker, okay, you haven't been with Murder Inc. for years. So why can't Irv talk about shit that happened in Murder Inc. and he owned the fucking company?
I know. I see the point you're making, but
because she's a woman.
That definitely plays a role, but it's like, the way she basically said, the way it was worded, like the producer basically gave her ultimatum. At first, the producer came to her neck, said, "No, you good. I got you with these beats. This record was coming. It's time to clear. You stuck on the album." And he was like, she said she thought it was a joke when he first said it, but then she was like, as they continued the conversation, he was dead ass. He's like, "You gotta shower with me, or you gotta pay 40K for each record." And basically, long story short, she said she made a few phone calls, and she said she was blessed to have, little brothers and big brothers, and that situation was handled, and the producer attitude was different. After, like, he didn't have that same attitude, I guess, after she made them phone calls. Do you think she should have revealed the producer's name?
No.
You don't think she should have revealed the producer?
No. Especially if it was handled, John. If it was handled, we don't need to, again, why did she get to talk about shit that was handled? The Herb Gotti shit with her was handled. Nobody really, like, do you really care? Let's be honest. Let's be real. Do you really care who asked her to take a shower?
In terms, for me, I don't care, but that also in terms leaves other female artists that may not have her, her blessings of having little brothers or big brothers in the game to handle the situation. Do leave other female artists, and basically he could do this to somebody else.
Pretty sure it's not the same producer. I'm pretty sure that producer's not around no more.
Well, the producer is still around. We don't know. Honestly, we don't. You can't say the producer's still active or not. The producer could still be active. And maybe he's not active on a big level, but he could definitely be taking advantage of lower, celebrities as younger female artists that's trying to make it in the game. You gotta look at that aspect. I don't know if this is a big producer, little producer. I don't know if this producer's tier, but even if the producer ain't as big as he once was, or he was never big, or whatever he was, he still has room to continue doing what he was doing. He just can't, he's probably gonna pick and choose who he's gonna do it with, Obviously, Ashanti, again, she had her connection, so she made a couple phone calls, and shit got handled privately, which is understandable. I feel like it being handled privately, those details don't need to come out, but in terms of this producer still producing music and still being a producer, probably still working with women talent, maybe she should name drop them.
Yeah, let her name it. Because then when he comes out with his lawsuit for defamation of character, she's gonna have to prove that that shit really happened. That's why she's not. That's not. That he, but again, that's defamation of character, Johnny. So she's gonna have to prove that that happened.
I'm pretty sure she has enough proof. I can't say I don't know, but I'm pretty sure she has proof. I see
that's the reason why she don't want to say nothing, because she don't have enough proof.
Something like I read that she says that I think her mother said it or someone said close to their camp said she might reveal the producer's name in her memoir whenever her memoir drops.
So go buy her memoir so y'all can see which producer.
But I think the name
business move. Business move.
I think the name should be revealed. If what happened, if what happened took place, yes, I feel like the name should be revealed to prevent it from happening.
As a business move, right, John?
You could look at it that way, like, oh, I'm not gonna reveal it till I put this out and try to help sales. That kind of is one of those things that just kind of blur your message, because it could be true, but then it's like, some people may not believe you because how you're marketing it. You're marketing it to sell something. So it's like, did it really happen, or are you just trying to give us a story to help buy whatever? So it kind of blows the line, but what she said sounds believable to me. I'm pretty sure it happened.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she's not the first artist it happened to. I'm pretty sure she's not gonna be the last. I'm pretty sure there's people in the game. It's like, fuck it, they proposition their artists. Like, proposition people to, you want me to do this for you? I need you to do this for me, and do this for me. We're both happy. But it is what it is. Now we're going to transition to a game that we did a few weeks back that, Bree had to do her own version too. But we're going to do, can you finish that line? Holiday edition. No, it's holiday season. This is the countdown to Christmas. So the lines I took 3 jingles. I took lines from 3 holiday movies. And I took 3 lines from TV/specials, also holidays, or holiday themed. I think some of them you get, some of them you might.
All right, guys, I don't have my phone. I'm not gonna look down so you guys don't think I'm cheating. So look, I don't have my phone.
I even gave you a good one. I think one I gave you like what's the one of the ones I picked, I feel like you should get because I paid attention, and I think you'll get this line. If you don't get it, if you don't get the one I put in here, I think it'll shock me if you don't get this one.
All right, let's go.
One of the ones I feel like you should get. Some of the other ones I don't know if you'll get, but the one.
John, you're making me nervous. Let's go.
So ASO, can you finish that one? All right. You want to go
Jesus
one?
Christ.
You want to go one of each category?
No, I like to do categories together.
All right. So you got jingles, you got movies, you got TV specials.
Let's do TV specials.
Which one do you want to go?
Let's do TV specials.
TV specials. All right, TV specials. All right. All right. I don't know if you're gonna get this one, but it's a funny one. Hey everyone, I'm about to jump in the hot tub. Anyone want to join? Wait a minute, what the hell is going on here? Got some blank, ain't with the blank. I'm out of here. Tommy. And the last line's kind of a hint. So I'm gonna have to include it, but that last line was a hint.
So I have to fill in the blank. Why have to say the movie that's or show what that's from?
Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. I'll tell you the show is from after you fill in the blank.
I ain't with the shits.
Hey everyone, I'm about to jump in the hot tub. Anyone wants to join? Wait a minute, what the hell is going on here? Got some blank. Ain't with the blank. I'm out of here, Tommy.
I don't know what that is.
So are you passing?
Yeah.
All right, so it says, the whole line, the whole quote is, hey everyone, I'm about to jump in the hot tub. Anyone want to join? Wait a minute, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, some freaks. I ain't with the freaky deaky stuff. I'm out of here, Tommy. It's from Martin. It was a holiday episode. They thought they was going to a Christmas party, but they ended up going to a sex party instead. And this Martin,
I'm not the biggest fan of Martin, so to be honest with you, that would
so
Kevin already took my black card away for that.
So in that moment, Martin's realizing this is your regular Christmas party, and that's why I said Tommy was the hit. He was like, Tommy, we out of here.
Oh.
But that's the first one. The second one might be tough. I don't think you'll get any of these. In my honest opinion, I don't know.
No, you make me nervous.
I think there's something wrong with me, Linus. Christmas is coming, but I'm not blank. I don't feel how I'm blank.
Say it again.
I think there's something wrong with me, Linus. Christmas is coming, but I'm not blank. I don't feel how I'm blank.
I know this is an Empire.
No, not Empire.
You said Linus?
Linus, yes.
I don't know what that's from. I pass. I don't know what that's from.
It's Charlie Brown, Christmas.
Oh.
Marley said to Linus, I think there's something wrong with me, Linus. Christmas is coming, but I'm not happy. I don't feel how I'm supposed to feel. No. I picked that one because I felt like, a lot of grown people feel that way. Like some people don't feel Christmas how Christmas is as they get older. So that's why I chose.
I love Christmas now that my son he could enjoy it. But okay, go ahead.
All right. The last one is just stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. I had enough of you, blank. I want you out of my life. You don't mean that, sweet comes. Oh, yes, I do. I don't want to think about you, talk about you, hear about you from this moment. You don't blank.
That's a Christmas version?
Yes. It's from a Christmas episode.
Of what show? Give me a hint.
Family Matters.
I don't know. I don't know that one.
So I'm gonna read the line. I'm gonna tell you what it is. So it says, "Just stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. I had enough of you, Laura. I want you out of my life. You don't mean that, Serena. So yes, I do want to. I don't want to think about you, talk about you, hear about you from this moment. You don't exist." There's a Christmas special where the roles is reversed. Laura is Laura Urkel and Steve is Steve Winslow. So instead of Urkel pursuing her, how he always pursued her on the show, she's pursuing him. And basically how she usually lets him have it in a negative way, he let her have it on this holiday special episode. That was the twist. That's why I picked it, because it was a twist with it. It was Laura Urkel talking to Steve Winslow. I was gonna put the I don't want it to be too long, but because in that whole dialogue to start it off, she was like, "Oops, did I do that?" That would have been like the hint, but it was like bad little dialogue in between. So, all right, so that was TV special. So you want to do jingles or you want to do movies?
Let's do jingles.
All right, blank, 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 all the way. Blank.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells, not. Jingle bells, jingle bells.
I'll give you that. That's Jingle Bells, yes. Yeah, I just didn't want to make it. I try to make it as hard as possible. You know, it's Jingle Bells. All right, the second one is blank, blank. This one's very easy. If you don't get this, blank, 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 3 blanks. Prospero año y blank.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
So
Feliz Navidad.
So
Okay.
you got the two. You got the two. All right. So you're 2 for 2 on jingles. And the last one is make my wish come true blank.
All I want for Christmas is you.
So you went 3 for 3 in the jingles. The jingles you did.
Jingle, jingle.
So now you ready for the movies?
Yes.
All right. The first one, I don't want to sleep with blank. If he has something to drink, he'll wet the bed.
Bed. If he had soda, he's gonna wet the bed.
Yes.
That's from Home Alone.
Yes, from Home Alone. Yes. Okay. So, well, shit. That's so you got 4 points. You scored 4. 3 for 3 in jingles, 1 for 1 in the movie. Number 2. That's right. Got my ass back in the projects. It's the only place where blank on Christmas Eve.
Say it again.
That's right. Got my ass back in the projects. The only place where blank on Christmas Eve.
I don't know that one.
Giving up?
Yeah, I don't know that one.
It's Friday After Next. That's right. Got my ass in the projects. The only place where you get robbed by Santa on Christmas Eve.
I know how much I hate Fridays, but okay.
The last one. I think you'll get this one. You ready?
Go ahead.
So technically you slept with blank. Well, I didn't know he was blank at the time. I did, well, blank. I definitely wrote that. Hold on. All right. So technically you slept with blank. Well, I didn't know he was blank at the time. Let me reread it. I wrote it down wrong. So here we go. So technically you slept with blank. Well, I didn't know he was blank at the time. So technically I did. Well, blank.
I don't know.
It's from a movie that you had on your list. There's a from the movie you had on the list. I took a quote out of the movie you had on your list.
I don't know.
The movie. It was number one.
I don't know. I don't know.
So you're gonna pass on it?
Yeah.
It's from this Christmas. It's from this Christmas. She says, where's it at? Where is it at? Oh, so technically you slept with Santa. Well, I didn't know he was Santa at the time, so technically I did. Well, ho, ho, ho.
Yes, that was Regina Hall. I mean, not Regina Hall.
That was the other sister.
Right, the two sisters are talking. Yeah.
Yeah. See?
It doesn't when you read it, it doesn't.
I didn't write it down correctly, so I messed up. But I felt like that was the one you was gonna get. That was the one I felt like you was gonna get. But you killed the jingles though.
And I got one movie. Your TV show sucked.
Yeah, I could have did better with the TV shows, man. It was a little. But it was fun. It was fun though. You did the jingles though. You got jingles though. You got the Home Alone. You got Home Alone with the quickness.
Your movie selection is whack.
I try to diversify. You know, I don't know what people. You know, I try to diversify. I picked what I felt like most people watched, and you know, and I gave you a quote from one of your favorite movies. But that being said, that's a wrap on this brand new episode of Untitled Chapter podcast. It's your boy John, my co-host Bree, and we are out.